all began with a bang. 1948, the decade after the 1930s democracy revolution of Caribbean peoples. It was as much an intellectual eruption as it was industrial unrest. In the raging fires of the irrepressible spirit of indigenous self-determination, the University College of the West Indies was forged. One campus with a single medical faculty of 33 students at Mona, Jamaica. The incipient institution was rooted in the University of London, but within the first decade, regional political leaders rising from the labor movement and civil rights organizations made their first bold, courageous decision to detach the colonial college from its imperial scaffold. Their vision was actualized in 1962, the rise of an independent University of the West Indies. With the collapse of the Federation of the West Indies in that year, governments made their second courageous decision to save the UWI for posterity as a regional university. They looked to the visionary Sir Arthur Lewis to serve as its first Vice-Chancellor. The Tri-Campus University was created with two new campuses. First in Trinidad and Tobago at St. Augustine and then in Barbados at Cave Hill. Governments had made their third bold, courageous statement. A university dispersed across the region would best serve its many communities. Since then, every facet of regional development has been driven by the UWI. National independence, regional integration, economic transformation, women's rights and gender justice, reparations, the performing arts, global relations, public health, and the blossoming of Caribbean civilization. In short time, the genius of West Indian youth was unleashed. Many were inspired to take up the mantle of political leadership. 24 graduates have since become national leaders and prime ministers. Erskine, Sandiford, P.J. Patterson, Kennedy Simmons, Patrick Manning, Denzel Douglas, Kenny Anthony, Kamla Prasad Besisar, Keith Rowley, Bruce Golden, Owen Arthur, Dean Barrow, Keith Mitchell, Reuben Mead, David Thompson, Frandel Stewart, Andrew Holness, Orlando Smith, Tillman Thomas, David Granger, Timothy Harris, Ralph Gonzalez, Hubert Minnis, Rufus Ewan, and Charlene Cartwright Robinson, all sprung from the illustrious alumni, carriers of Pelican pride. Some of them were born with the rebel seed, and then their rebelliousness advanced and deepened the democracy process of the academy and the region. Their call for a new West Indian order. The future of the region then was hatched to some extent on the floors of faculties and behind the doors of student dormitories. Students today, Prime Minister tomorrow, became a campus mantra. No university or college on planet Earth can claim, as does UWI, 10 sitting political leaders among its alumni. UWI in this regard is like no other. Alumni prime ministers have been joined by colleagues, graduates of other fine universities who are embraced fully within the UWI family. From Portia Simpson Miller and Eugenia Charles to Mae Motley, Hugh Shearer, Michael Manley and Edward Siaga to Basdeo Pandey and Lester Bird Jr., Tom Adams and Morris Bishop to Alan Chastanet, Gaston Brown and Roosevelt Skerritt. These prime ministers have led regional governments dedicated to the sustainability of the UWI. Within its proud bosom are to be found other trademarks of distinction, including the Nobel Prize that sets it apart as an institution of global distinction. Today, the UWI is celebrated as an academy of 50,000 students scattered across the region in its 4 campuses. Its open campus is constituted as a digital network of regional capacity that has shrunk the Caribbean archipelago into a global classroom. New members such as Bermuda and Turks and Caicos have since joined the UWI family, and in 2017, the government of Antigua and Barbuda proposed to host its 4th landed campus by merging and modernizing its many tertiary institutions into a single institution. And now, most dramatically, in the last 3 years, the university, looking to the future, has implemented its global plan, the 3rd epic restructuring. It has established centers for teaching, research, and advocacy in countries outside of the region. The UWI Suzhou Center for Software Technology now exists in Suzhou, China. The UWI SUNY Center for Leadership and Sustainable Development in New York exists within the SUNY system. The Center for African and Diaspora Culture now exists within the University of Lagos. Plans exist to establish similar UWI institutes in South Africa, England, the European Union, and Canada. Through these developments, the UWI will continue to support the region on the global stage.
I want to thank the University of the West Indies for hosting us. Big up, UWI.
The UWI has been more than resilient. It has thrived. It has been a success. As its centenary beckons, calling forth its complete digital transformation, our determination is to advance science and technology innovations, commercialize research relevant to green energy and the blue economy, creating the cutting-edge 21st century university necessary to further serve and lead our region deeper into the fourth industrial revolution. We shall succeed because we are an academy guided by intellectual and spiritual values deeply rooted in our history of survival as a community. UWI, 4 campuses, 1 global university, 1 Caribbean.